Hi, welcome to the Me and My Base series. In this series, I will bore you with some interesting facts of some of my bases that I own. I will tell you how I did purchase them and why. Further, I will tell you my opinion about the playability and sound. This time's up the Steinberger L2 9082. This bass is made in the USA. It has a headless graphite neck and carbon fiber graphite one-piece body. It has active Steinberger pickups. It has a passive EQ and detachable leg rest and a pivot plate with the strap buttons on it instead of to the body attached ones. Why did I buy this bass? Well, I already own a XP and XT bass, and I was curious to find out if the original composite ones, like this one, differ so much from those wooden ones. Anyways, I posted a message that I was on the lookout for an L2 or XL2 and was contacted by a Swiss guy who had an L2 for sale. I bought this from him unseen, unplayed, whatever. First I thought driving to Switzerland to collect it, but it was winter, it had snowed, I didn't have any winter tires, so I decided to have it sent to me. What didn't occur at that point was the fact that Switzerland is not a member of the EU. So when it arrived, I had to pay a hefty amount of import taxes. But first, a short story how these bases came along, thanks to the website of Steinbergerworld, which is in the description below. The link is in the description below. This is the design that started it all. Graceful, minimalist lines created with what are even today's state-of-the-art components. The L series went on to define the company, inspire a generation and totally revolutionize the guitar building business. Today, the use of composite materials is commonplace. Graphite reinforcing strips in necks, phenolics, nuts. But when Ned Steinberger first introduced this bass in 1980, it was groundbreaking achievement. Its revolutionary design was inspiring to both artists and technicians alike. Musicians bought his bass as fast as he could make them. His engineering peers bestowed praise upon his creation, culminating in a Design of the Decade award from the Industrial Designer Society of America in the 1990s. The construction technique to produce these instruments is very involved and vastly different from traditional wooden instruments. When introduced the L series bass, it was simply known as the Steinberger bass. These first Ls can be spotted by some special features. The faceplate attaches from the front. You see the attachment bolts right here. It has a plug-in bayonet style leg rest, which I have here. It has a silkscreen sticker logo, large oval shaped battery cover on the back, right here, directly underneath the bridge, and the serial number and the Steinberger address is printed in it. The headpiece, the thing right here, accommodates both single and double bowl strings. Approximately 1500 L2s and 50 L1s were produced. A few of the earlier ones has an EMG pickup on it with molded letters EMG on it, and later on you can see that this is the pickups which came later, the original SS pickups with EMG here on the right side, and on the bottom it says ESS. When the factory moved from its original location in Brooklyn to Newburgh, they continued making these L2s, but they also started to work on a new version of these. Since this one-piece composite bases had now known as Ls, they tagged the new bases as XLs. Um, Actually, there was one model year where both L2 and XL2 bases were both available for about 6 months. The newer XL designs, which I will talk later in another episode, also included some major changes. But like I said, I will cover that in a future episode. What attracted me to buy this bass was the fact that I already owned a XP and an XT, but I really wanted to feel and play the real thing. The weight is surprisingly heavy for such a small, even chambered body. The weight and material gives this bass an endless sustain. The neck profile is the same as on the XP, by the way, and it has the same radius or whatever you call this, like a Fender Precision. Okay, here is a small example how it sounds. First you hear the bass solo, and then you hear the bass in context with drums and guitar. The signal flow in this clip was the bass direct into the UAD Apollo Twin with an MPEG SVT simulation running on it. I used the ROC A or 1 preset. This is really the holy grail of bass guitars for me. I even found out that the date when this bass was created was on my or very near my birthday in 1982. The moment I strapped this thing on, which is by the way very different than all the other basses because it sort of wraps around you, it really felt like home. As Ned Steinberger also designed the Spectre NS2 with its curved body, which is extremely handy if you have a beer belly, like me, he applied that same curve to the pivot plate here on the back, making it very easy. The balance is of course superb. There is no neck dive or anything whatsoever. It balances great. I can even do the CC Top 360 flip with this bass. The problem is there is the cable which goes to your amp and then... Okay, enough bull. That's it for this episode. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see you. Bye bye.